All right, this is just gonna be a pretty raw, video coming after. All right, All right, this is gonna be a pretty raw video. Just gonna rant a little bit because we are living in a really one of the worst, most shittiest times in history right now in 2026. Okay, we have porn, we have infinite scroll, we have junk food, we have rampant childhood trauma, we have, you know, a terrible economy in many ways. All right, and there is a roulette's chance that we all die in the next year, from literally the Terminator or some bioweapon made by a rogue superintelligence. Okay, and what to do about that is quite frankly baffling. Okay, and so what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to push the odds that that happens down. If I could push it down by 1%, that's what I'm gonna do, and I will do everything I can to do that. All right, and I think a lot of people want to be perfect, right? I want to be perfect. If I could be perfect, I would do it, but I can't. And you know what else? Nobody else is perfect. Okay? You can't think of a single person that is perfect right now. Everyone makes mistakes. Even Elon Musk said if he had a time machine, he'd go back and fix his mistakes, but he doesn't have a time machine. Okay? And let's imagine you're running a race. Okay, this is what a lot of people do. So you're running a race, and this is life. It's a marathon. All right, you're running this marathon, and you make a mistake. Okay, you have 3 off days. Let's say you do something stupid. You cheat on your diet. Okay, and you gain 5 pounds. Right. So in this example, you're running, and you're running the marathon. You turn around. You're going the wrong way, and you run 5 minutes that way. Okay. So what is the one thing that you could do that would guarantee that you get stuck there? That you ruin the rest of the marathon? What would it be? Right? It would be that you hate yourself for that, you call yourself an idiot, and instead of turning around and going the right way, you say, you know what? Because I already went 5 minutes in the wrong direction, I'm just gonna go further in the wrong direction. Right? Because I already messed up. Okay, it's not perfect. All right, then it's just bad. Okay, so I'm just gonna make it more bad. Right? Who cares? So you run the opposite direction. Right? How stupid would that be? If you're looking at someone who's running a marathon, they realize they're going the wrong way. How much of an idiot would you think they are to keep going the wrong way? Okay? And that's what is so tempting for people to do in their life, right? If you're in that situation where you cheat on your diet and you're 5 pounds heavier, don't keep doing that. It's like you just turn around and you keep going. And you don't hate yourself for it. You just say, okay, that was a mistake. Purely objectively, all right? And then you just go the other way, go the other direction, okay? So, it is time to be done with the self-hatred and, this kind of binary, like, perfection or complete failure, kind of like state, these poles. You don't want to be in those, all right? And that's super destructive. Okay, so the goal is progress, trying to make progress, and progress is not linear for a lot of things. It can be linear sometimes, but most of the time progress, especially in like key areas and things that are really important, it's going to look like the 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The 1 step back will sometimes feel like 6 steps back, but every time you're going a little bit forward, back, a little bit forward, back. So if you graph your progress like on a like a graph like this, it would look something like that, right? A long time. Maybe you'll have one that goes like this, that, Okay, so that's the message of this video. A little bit of a rant because we are living in, quite frankly, a little bit of a shit situation here. But, that's another example of just going forward instead of backwards. And, yeah, the rest of that is gonna be, we'll see what happens, So, yeah, have a good one.